Bungie just sunset every single weapon in Destiny 2. But do you know what? It's okay. It's okay because all new legendary and even exotic weapons coming in the Witch Queen and beyond have been entirely reworked in what is quite possibly the biggest wholesale change we've ever seen to the weapon system and economy in the history of Destiny. You know that I'll be taking a deep dive into everything new with build crafting and weapons for the Witch Queen, so if you'd like to be notified of these, then please subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet and hit the bell. And whilst you're down there, also hit the like button too. Thank you very much. Weapon crafting has suddenly meant that you can quite literally nuke your entire vault. There's no need for Datto to come and roast it or to follow any sort of below average cleaning guide. There was a whole YouTube meta for this, but now the entire meta just changed. But it isn't truly just weapon crafting on its own that has done this, because in essence weapon crafting just allows you to farm for and reroll your favourite weapons anytime you like, which is something you've already likely done, whether that's farming for god rolls in the Vault of Glass, farming noobs in the Trials of Osiris, or just being a good old dredgen. It's more so the actual fact that new weapons are now getting origin traits. Origin traits add a new hotness for all legendary weapons in year 5. This new trait for every new and reissued weapon will be replacing the much loved, tried and tested Orbs of Power Masterwork trait. Bungie had previously stated that they couldn't add anything new to weapons due to the under the hood technical limitations, so this change will not only shake up weapons as we know them, making a ton of older weapons feel subpar, but it also makes any new weapons have the potential to feel even more unique and powerful. This is why I've gone through all the new origin traits that we know about, where you can get them from, and what this means for your old favourites. At the end of the video, I'll be telling you what I think you should also be doing with your stuff to the Brim Vault, and why you shouldn't delete anything just yet. Origin traits add a new way to make different weapons of the same archetype feel unique. We've actually seen a short preview of this in the 30th anniversary update with the Wastelander shotgun. It's very similar to its lightweight counterpart, the Iron Banner Reese Walker, but its unique handling animation and stats make it a more personal choice over just a pure question of which is better. Every single new or returning weapon in the Witch Queen will have an origin trait which is determined by its source. There's going to be 14 origin traits coming with the start of year 5 in season 16, with at least 3 new ones coming in each season after that. Each trait will offer some sort of stat or gameplay boost. We've been provided with details for 9 of these, and I can hazard a guess at where we'll obtain the other 5, with one of them potentially including a brand new secret which I'll cover my thoughts on soon. The main core playlist will have an origin trait on all weapon drops. Crucible will have the One Quiet Moment trait, which grants increased reload speed when out of combat. Strikes will have the Vanguard Vindication, whereby final blows with these weapons grant a small amount of health. Gambit will also have the Invader Tracker, and there's no details for this or what it does, but I can imagine that it's gonna even the odds and even the tables on the invaders in the Gambit playlist, which is also getting a rework. There's also a bunch of traits for Trials and Nightfalls which offer some excellent gameplay boosts whether in a fire team or as a solo player. For Trials of Osiris, Alacrity will gain increased reload speed, stability, aim assist and range when you are the last living member of your fire team or running solo. Solo does also include solo lost sectors and rumble as well, so you're going to be getting a plus 20 reload speed, plus 20 stability, plus 10 aim assist and plus 10 to your range. It's definitely a better version of Celerity, which we do see on Trials weapons at the minute. Nightfall strike specific weapons will also be getting the Stunning Recovery trait, whereby stunning a champion partially refills your magazine, triggers health regeneration and improves recoveries for a short duration too. As we do get champions in a lot of the Nightfalls, even at the lower tiers, this is definitely going to be one that's worthwhile, especially if you enjoy running strikes over and over again each and every week. As for other activities, I believe that there will also be origin traits for the new upcoming raid, the Witch Queen's new event called Wellspring, the Season 16 seasonal event, and possibly one for the Throne World or Enclave themed gear. These haven't been detailed as yet, so let me know what you think these origin traits should be called and what you'd like them to offer for you as a player. That takes us up to 9 origin traits, but with the new origin trait addition to the Foundry style weapons, these are going to be more than just a name badge on your weapon inspection screen. The main 4 we've come to know and love all have the origin trait rework. These are going to form the main part of the new world loot pool, so you'll likely be seeing a lot of these in the Witch Queen. Suros weapons will be getting the Suros synergy trait, whereby reloading these weapons grants a bonus to handling and reduces incoming flinch for a short duration. This is definitely going to be worthwhile on them crucible weapons, with stuff like the annual skate seeing a definite increase in uptime in my opinion. Hakke weapons will be getting the Hakke breach armaments, whereby these weapons deal increased damage against vehicles, turrets, barricades and stasis crystals. This is much like a half vorpal weapon perk, so it could definitely see some usage both in the crucible and definitely in endgame content. Omolon weapons are also getting the origin trait of Omolon fluid dynamics, whereby these weapons have increased reload speed and stability for the top half of the magazine. Much like a reverse under pressure, but definitely something that's unique to the Omolon weapons, and we'll see some of these come to the top of the meta, especially in PvP. As for Veist weapons, we're getting the Veist Stinger trait, whereby you have a chance on causing damage to partially refill this weapon's magazine. I'm definitely intrigued to see if this works on the new exotic SMG, the Osteo Striker, but it'll definitely also work on the new reissued and popular auto rifle Valkadin, which is an absolute bullet hose as it is a rapid fire 720 RPM auto rifle, so having a near infinite magazine on this auto rifle is definitely one you don't want to miss out on. Now that leaves us with one spare origin trait, but I believe we may in fact be getting a 5th foundry to fill the gap here. As we mentioned earlier, with the Wastelander shotgun, it is in fact a text mechanical weapon. This is stylized within the weapon screen, not only on this but also on a number of exotics including the Huckleberry, Dead Man's Tale and the Last Word. It'd make sense to me if this was going to be the 14th origin trait in the new Year 5 sandbox, but having a new text mechanical legendary weapon would be super cool, and being able to run a whole Wild West cowboy vibe setup would definitely tick a lot of players' boxes. As you can probably already imagine, a number of weapon drops will even have the option to switch between 2 unique origin traits depending on where you obtain them, and the new pursuit weapon, the Reckless Endangerment shotgun, will even be able to switch between 3 origin traits, as you can get it by playing either Strikes, Gambit or Crucible. There's also 3 new playlist specific weapon drops too, all from the weapon foundries, and we were even provided with an example of the new Gambit weapon, the Herod C. As you can see, it has perpetual motion, and it also has a new perk, Focus Fire, which may be harking back to the original Focus Fire from the Wrath of the Machine raid, whereby the rate of fire is decreased, but you also get a 25% increase in weapon damage, which on a high impact frame auto rifle sounds pretty nuts. As you can see, it has 2 traits with the Invader Tracker and the Hakke Breach armaments, which you'll be able to switch between depending on what you're playing. Don't forget, we're even going to be able to craft these weapons too thanks to the DEEPSIGHT resonance ability, which will allow you to dismantle perks for their essences and place them into your preferred god roll. There's also going to be mementos to help give weapons unique ornaments too, which I'm sure will be expanded upon throughout the course of the year. So finally, what does all of this mean for you and your already vast weapon collection? Obviously, nothing is technically being sunset, but as you can tell, the new hotness will be Year 5 weapons, making a lot of older stuff redundant. However, here's what I'd suggest to do with your old gear. Banshee, the gunsmith, is getting a reputation, and by deleting weapons you gain reputation with Banshee, so definitely keep hold of them until Year 5 starts, and then you can possibly look at deleting your old world loot pool stuff or anything that you can now craft. I'd also look at keeping hold of old raid weapons and activity weapons until these are reissued, with a specific look at weapons that create Warmind cells or anything else that's unique. As it goes, I'm truly excited for the new loot and weapon crafting options within Year 5, and you know what, I might just delete my entire vault. But make sure you don't miss out on any of these exotics though before the end of Year 4, they'll be gone forever once the Witch Queen starts, so check this roundup out of how and where to get these before they're gone.